Every great story has an ending. But what if I told you that ancient civilizations predicted not just their own ends, but ours too? From fiery battles of Norse gods to Mayan cosmic resets. These myths weren't just bedtime stories. They might have been humanity's first apocalyptic algorithms. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, we'll uncover how these ancient predictions connect to AI, quantum physics, and yes, your morning coffee routine. Cosmic Reset, Part 1. Let's start with the Mayans, masters of timekeeping, architecture, and apparently existential panic. Their infamous calendar didn't predict the world's destruction in 2012, as some claimed, but rather a reset. Think of it as the ultimate cosmic Control-Alt-Delete. They believed that time was cyclical. Each Bacton cycle, roughly 394 years, ended in transformation. For them, endings weren't bad, just, how shall we say, messy. Imagine planning your New Year's Eve party, except instead of fireworks, the invitation reads, "Bring snacks. Could be an apocalypse." Sound familiar? It's like our obsession with AI predicting doomsday scenarios, except instead of reading ancient glyphs, we're refreshing Twitter for Elon Musk's latest hot take. Game of Gods. Now, for the Norse. Their apocalypse wasn't just about the end, it was an event. Ragnarok, an epic showdown where Thor fights a serpent the size of a planet, and Odin squares off against a wolf the size of, well, your existential dread. This wasn't just chaos for chaos's sake. Ragnarok symbolized rebirth, a fiery end followed by renewal. It's like the universe decided, you know what, time for a reboot. Think Game of Thrones, but with fewer dragons and more emotional resilience. Here's the kicker. The Norse weren't pessimists, they were realists. They believed that the world could be destroyed, but also reborn. Kind of like today's tech bros who fail fast and pivot to their next big app. Except their versions of an update involved cosmic wolves and literal firestorms. But let's be honest, would you survive Ragnarok? Because I'm pretty sure my Wi-Fi wouldn't. The Age of Darkness. Now let's talk about Kali Yuga from Hindu mythology, the era of moral decline and chaos. Sound familiar? It's like every dystopian sci-fi movie rolled into one, minus the robot overlords. Although, give us time. Kali Yuga ends with the arrival of Kalki, the final avatar of Vishnu, who hits the ultimate reset button. Imagine someone riding in on a white horse, wielding cosmic justice like a medieval coder debugging reality. Boom! Problem solved. Wait a minute, Kalki? Cosmic justice? Is that just Vishnu's way of saying, have you tried turning the universe off and on again? Myth meets modernity. Here's where it gets spicy. These myths weren't just about endings, they were about balance. Like the Aztec sunstone, which predicted cyclical destruction by jaguars, wind, fire, and floods. Or the Hopi prophecy of a house in the sky, which eerily sounds like the International Space Station. Now, think about it. Are these myths really about ancient gods? Or were they warning us about cycles we're doomed to repeat? Every end is just a failure to adapt. Kind of like how your phone updates itself into oblivion. Thanks, Apple. The Cosmic Spa. Let's not forget Zoroastrianism. They predicted a molten metal purification of the universe. Where the righteous survive and the wicked, well, let's just say it's the ultimate extreme spa day. Sounds terrifying, right? But what if this is just another way of saying change hurts, but it's necessary? Like when your favorite streaming show gets cancelled, only to make room for something better. Painful, but maybe worth it. Unless it's Firefly. Some endings are just cruel. Let's dive into the Egyptian cosmic soap opera. Every night, Ra, the sun god, sets off on his solar barge to fight Apopis, the serpent of chaos. Imagine clocking in for your nightly shift knowing a cosmic snake is trying to devour the sun. That's not just overtime, it's divine overtime. Apopis was a symbol of fear, a nightly reminder that chaos is always lurking. But Ra's victories ensured the sun would rise again. A daily reboot of cosmic order. Think of it as the original light mode versus dark mode struggle. Now, let's get personal. Could you handle battling a chaos serpent every night? I struggle enough with my inbox. This guy was fighting to keep reality intact. Ancient bedtime stories didn't mess around. Cosmic chaos. Now, in Babylonian myth, the stakes were even higher. Picture this: Tiamat, the primordial chaos dragon, decides to throw a tantrum that threatens the universe. Enter Marduk, the hero armed with a net and a giant club. Very DIY. Their battle wasn't just about who got the cosmic throne, it was about maintaining order in a world prone to chaos. Marduk's victory meant stability, but let's be honest, if he lost, we'd all still be swimming in Tiamat's metaphorical soup of destruction. Think about it. Without Marduk, your morning coffee might not exist. That's right, cosmic battles were basically the ancient version of keeping your routine intact. You're welcome. End times. Across the ocean, the Hopi people had their own apocalyptic playbook, 9 signs foretelling the end of the world. These included the arrival of white men, rivers turning black, and a house in the sky, which some think might be the International Space Station. Their prophecies blend natural events with mystical visions, showing an incredible understanding of cycles and warnings. It's like they were decoding the universe's QR code. Imagine keeping track of apocalyptic signs like an ancient bingo card. Oh, look, the rivers are black. B-I-N-G. Oh no. It's like ancient prepper culture at its finest. Volcanic wrath. And then there's Pele, the Hawaiian goddess of volcanoes. Forget mood swings, her wrath could level entire islands. Volcanic eruptions weren't just geological events. They were Pele's fiery reminders to stay on her good side. Her volcanic activity was both feared and revered. People would leave offerings to appease her, hoping to avoid becoming a part of her next molten masterpiece. Living under Pele's watch was like having the world's angriest landlord, one who erupts when she's mad. Can you imagine the stress?
Did you pay your rent this month?
No, but I did leave a pineapple at the volcano's edge.
Ancient myths weren't just about fiery gods or cosmic resets. They were stories about adaptation, about humanity's ability to find meaning in chaos. And today we're writing our own mythologies with AI, quantum physics, and a hefty dose of hubris. Are we the heroes of our story, or just another civilization waiting for the next reset? So, my friends, the question isn't if the end is coming, the question is, will you be ready when it does? Or will you just sit there reloading Twitter? If your brain is still intact after that, give this video a like. Subscribe for more apocalyptic fun. And tell me in the comments, which ancient myth do you think predicted TikTok? Let's find out together.